Hello and welcome. I'm Wendy De Rosa, and this episode is on how to clear negative energy from your body. And it's part two because back in 2014, I had created a video called How to Clear Negative Energy from Your Body. And it was great. It's gotten over almost 200,000 views and shares. And I actually listened back to it and I thought, there's no way I'm going to be able to recreate this one verbatim. So I'm going to do an updated version. And the reason is because back then I didn't have the technology I have now. So sound and the picture is, a little bit dated. I was also, and this, I think this is great. I love this part of it that you may not know, but I know is that I was about 4 months pregnant when I recorded that video. And so I was, I really was having my own experience, um, moving through my own clearing work as I was really moving through my own pregnancy at the time. And so I also noticed what's so interesting to me is that my voice is deeper now than it was before a child, which happens that for women our voices may deepen postpartum, post child. So I just some simple things I notice. Nothing bad about the video. It's fantastic. I encourage you to go listen to it. And I have a new one for you based on where we are now and today. So here's my invitation is that we are actually going to go through an experiential practice. And in this practice, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and go inward. So I wouldn't recommend driving or doing this while you're multitasking. Carve out your time right now, close your eyes, and we're going to go inward together. So my eyes are going to be closed as I'm tuning into this to guide you through a practice to clear negative energy from your field. So we'll begin. So you can go ahead and close your eyes and take a comfortable seat. Actually, take the seat first, and then you can close your eyes. And as you feel that connection of your sit bones making contact with your seat, we'll start to imagine here that there is this powerful pipeline of energy, this grounding cord that goes from your hips and your sit bones and your low belly and your low spine, and it extends deep into the earth. Where it might and will sprout roots if you ask it to, if you intend it to. And this beautiful tree trunk connects you here to a frequency in the center of the earth that's very grounding. It's also very purifying and cleansing. And it can invite any energy that isn't serving you to release to the center of the earth where you can let it go from your body. And may you be surrounded in a beautiful orb of light in this moment. Divine grace, higher love, light for healing. May it support you in exactly where you are right now and what you need. So when we're addressing this conversation of negative energy, we are specifically referring to energy that doesn't feel good. And it doesn't always mean that the energy is bad. For example, sometimes when someone is upset, hurt, sad, angry, confused, they're having an experience, an emotional experience, and while sometimes when that energy projects in our direction, it doesn't feel good to us. It doesn't mean that someone having the feeling is bad or wrong, or that the emotions they're feeling are bad or wrong. It's just that we have inside our system the capacity within us to take up space and the capacity within us to own our center and to increase our capacity for love and to increase our capacity for embodiment. And sometimes the negative energy out there triggers the negative energy in here, inside us, inside our body. That we have it internally just as much as we experience it externally. A negative in this case may not again mean that the energy is bad or wrong, but that the energy internally was true, was suppressed, was important, but just didn't get connected with or validated, and so it turned into something that doesn't feel good. And so as you're breathing, we're going to move through some clearing work to clear the negative energy from your field. And we're going to start, first of all, by asking that anybody's energy that we're holding in our body return to them, whether we unintentionally invited it and made space for it, or whether we love them dearly and we're just holding the energy because people merge, particularly in intimate relationships. We just do. And that's not necessarily bad or wrong. But we do need to find and feel our center. So we'll just ask that anybody's energy that we might be holding that keeps us from feeling or finding our center be returned to them with blessings. And we'll do that by just imagining that their energy is leaving your body, not sending it back in a charged or angry way. We're really just saying, this is yours. You need it in your body, and I need my energy in my own. And so we'll start there. Take some deep breaths and just allow. Allow the energy to release from your system and go to where it came from. Continue breathing as many breaths, as many exhales and inhales as you need to release the energy, and know that it lets go on your exhale as long as you allow it to. And then we're going to go a little bit deeper internally, because sometimes there's something going on in our energetic system and in our center that might attract the energy, that might attract dynamics or relationships or experiences that really isn't about the other person or the outer experience. It's because some part of us deeply and internally either holds a frequency of it, a belief system around it, or we carry the negative energy within. And that might not have been our intention. So we're going to focus on clearing here in the lower chakra system, the lower half of the body from the rib cage down. And the reason for that is that that's where we hold our subconscious energy. From the heart up, we might be very intentional about how we want to walk in the world and what we want to believe or we think we believe. And then from the waist down or from the rib cage down, we might be carrying a different vibration. And what's true in this area from the rib cage down is that we are very powerful, that we have the capacity for joy and lightness and fullness and empowerment and truth and honesty and integrity, all of which is power. But this area of our body might be commingling with negative energy that may not have initially meant to have been negative. But it might be blocking your power. You might have outgrown it. And so we're going to bring our awareness here to the root chakra area of the body. And that this power center here at the root chakra area is about your safety and your survival and your bonding and your attachment and everything that you marinated in from 0 to 7 years old. It's about our sense of belonging in the systems we were raised in. School, family, religion, culture, all the systems. And yet somehow we might have picked up on a fear and absorbed it. And the fear might have been that who I am in my deep, authentic way of being is not okay. And that is a core vibration in our operating system. It runs through the entire tree of our body, the limbs and the branches, the nervous system, the chakra system, the physical system, the mind. So I invite you to breathe into this area of your body. Maybe you are sensitive. Maybe you are different. Maybe you looked different. Maybe you acted differently. Maybe there was an experience very early on that gave you the impression that you needed to disconnect from yourself, your acceptance of yourself, the truth of who you are and your power. And I invite you here to breathe into this deep fear because you had to absorb some of it from the collective in order to belong in the collective. Whether it's race, whether it's gender, whether it's your creative essence, whether it's your sensitivity level, whether it's your power, your wisdom, whatever it is, deep breaths into this area of your body. Exhale. Start to let go of that deep fear from the collective. At the root chakra level, maybe it came through the family system. intergenerationally, that fear. Maybe whatever you're experiencing externally in the world is touching this fear, bringing your attention to it, that it needs to be healed and cleared and processed and let go of. Deep breaths into your tailbone. Exhale and release. No one thinks about the tailbone as the operating, programming, and circuitry center of the body. But it's where our hardwiring, deep beliefs about ourselves exist. And we internalize what everyone else believed or mirrored or experienced. And that is consciousness stored in the root chakra. Deep breaths in, exhale, release. I'm letting go of this fear. I'm releasing this fear. I needed this fear to belong, to survive, and I don't need it anymore. I'm taking my power back here. And as you do so, we're increasing that presence of light in this power center, which often gets depicted as ruby red. So the vibrancy of that red glowing light or that red flower illuminates here, inviting you to come home to this area of your body, to take a deep seat and own it. That's how we stay present around energy externally. We stay in our body. We stay grounded. And we bring our awareness here to the second chakra, which is just above that in the pelvic bowl. It can be depicted as orange, and some people relate to color and some don't, and that's okay. This power center is a very sensitive, in-tuned, empathic, creative, emotional, sensitive power center. It's the power of our feminine, no matter our gender. And sometimes when the root chakra is programmed to fear, to feel fear and to operate and to close down to our sense of belonging, then in the second chakra we close down to our emotional needs and we shut down emotionally. And out of that we might become highly absorbent and take on the energy of others' emotions. We might call it into us in order to peacekeep it or take care of it. We lose our capacity to be able to have a feeling authentically without someone having something to say about that. We close down to our natural sense of sensitivity because someone said it was wrong, it was bad. We've been shamed here throughout time. In the second chakra, the feminine has, no matter your gender. And so negative energy that can store in this area can relate to the projection of emotions and the feeling, the caretaking, and the taking responsibility for the emotions of others, including for a child, the adults in the room and in the space. Not just what they're others are projecting or saying, but what they're not saying. And as you're breathing here, you're letting go of all the energy you are subconsciously holding and caretaking, or that might have crossed your boundary because you were sensitive, impressionable. And as you're breathing, we're allowing for more of your light and your capacity to increase here and to expand. And I invite you to imagine that there is a childlike essence of you here in the second chakra at any age that feels right to you, and that you get to have the fullness of your emotions. And that's not negative, that's power. So you get to kick and scream and yell and punch and cry and laugh and do cartwheels and dance and feel it all, from rage to elation. This little version of you, that's how we clear negative energy from our field. So we allow ourselves to have the wholeness and fullness of our authenticity, our authentic emotions. And the more we can have that, we increase our capacity to stay present in our body when other people are having their emotions. Take a deep breath, expand your sense of light and vibrancy and your childlike essence, owning this space and everything you're feeling. All those feelings are good. Good feelings. And then as we bring your awareness here, we're going to increase that sense of presence and breath and capacity for your center up into your third chakra without leaving that consciousness of the first two chakras. We're just expanding now this awareness that in the solar plexus, third chakra region of your body, there is a powerful glowing sun. The center of your system, your core, your light. This is your ego in a healthy way. The ability to be able to have an I and have a self. And I get to increase my capacity for myself here, and any energy that you are drawing in from the collective, from the media, any of the low-lying subconscious fear, we're going to send it back. Your system cannot digest this energy, particularly through your digestive system. And this chakra governs that. This is not for me to digest. I'm sending it back. Calling this power of my own presence to expand and illuminate here. Sending this energy back. This is my personal energy, my personal space. I get to feel, I get to be, I get to have a self. And this beautiful yellow sun in the belly is the center of our confidence and our will. And if we think of our chakras as only having a front side, then a lot of our sourcing comes from the front side, comes from the world in front of us. And so to really clear energy and allow ourselves to increase presence and power, we have to be mindful of the backside. And to do that, I like to imagine that there is a beautiful waterfall of grace that we are perpetually standing under. We just have to know that and be open to it and connect to it. And as we do, we're allowing this infusion of light, and it flows through the front, middle, and back. But we're going to emphasize the back because we don't think about the back. So imagine that you're leaning back and that waterfall of grace is cleansing your back body, showering you off, releasing from your subconscious. And at the same time, the back of your power centers, your chakras, particularly in the back of the first and second and third, that you are receiving source. You are being nourished. That light flows down, and the back of those chakras just soak up that light. Almost like a window that's open on a rainy day and the mist comes in. Breathe that vibrancy of love in. And as you allow the backside to feel nourished and open, the front side of the chakras can come back in a little more in balance. And as you allow these lower chakras to be nourished, then it sends a strength to the center of each of the chakras, and there's actually a pillar that runs through our body. And so that lower half of the pillar can now illuminate, flow, expand and open, and we're increasing our own internal capacity for presence and light and truth and authenticity and our soul. Clearing negative energy from the field includes increasing our capacity for our internal vibrancy and our light. And as we strengthen that in the lower chakras, the upper chakras now can come into balance. So we'll allow your heart chakra to balance between the front and back side. Your throat chakra to balance between the front and back side. Your third eye, your sixth chakra, and the back side of the sixth chakra are receiving from that waterfall of grace and can rest the frontal lobe of the brain and relax the backside. And your crown chakra opens to grace, to faith, to being supported divinely. So you are not working so hard in your physical system, that the light flows through you, through the power of prayer, through the power of faith, through the power of meditation, receptivity, allowing, intentions, all of that supports this river channel flowing through you so that you can stay vibrationally aligned and clear, and so that the energy that you might experience as quote unquote negative in the world doesn't take you down. And in fact, you might actually increase your capacity to be with all that is in life. Your understanding of what is negative might shift. You might have more compassion, perhaps for others, but also for yourself. That might support your boundaries, what's okay for you and what's not okay for you. And so may this shower of light pour through you, and may it detox and let go of any residual energy in your upper body and your lower body. Anything remaining that any power center wants to let go of, to increase more presence of your light and your divinity. And we do so, we increase our capacity to be in the world with negative energy when we embrace our own darkness. When we understand that we've walked through the fire too, that we've been through it. And as we have that compassion and understanding internally, we also increase more capacity for love in our system. Sometimes you can be present with someone in exactly where they are, and sometimes our path requires us to be more present with ourselves in what's okay and what's not okay. But in order to know the difference and not be in the external battle with energy, we have to be deeply connected to ourselves, to the flow of vibrancy and love through the interior of our body and through the presence of what is. I pray as this light flows through you that it illuminates the power of your central channel and allows light to radiate down through your arms and legs and to take up space in your body. And as it does so, that vibrancy comes to the skin, supporting and nourishing your skin. And then that vibrancy continues out a little further into your auric field. And your aura is about 12 to 18 inches outside your body. So it's important to know that we don't begin and end at the skin. We begin and end a little further out. And so as this shower of light has been clearing your system, it clears your aura, and you can ask for a protective light around the outside of your auric field. I like to use purple because it's the natural layer of protection on the outside. But maybe there's a color that feels good to you, and maybe there's no color. Maybe there's just a felt sense, an intention of protection around the outside of your body. And may you be held and nourished and supported in the vibrancy of your light, and may you know that you are worthy of this powerful vibrational light, your soul on this earth, here to live your full potential. And may this healing support you so that you can do more of that. Live from your full potential. I pray that you are held and supported. I pray that this practice, this guided meditation, support you in your radiance. I give thanks for this opportunity to be of service. I pray that you continue to walk in the love and the light of who you are, and that you may be guided by your own true heart every step of the way. And thank you. Take your time and slowly come to. You can sometimes gaze at the floor, allow your eyes to adjust to the space and to the light around you, and then slowly lift your gaze. And you can take some time just being present and feeling your body, feeling where you are, feeling the meditation, feeling the energy work. So I leave you here as you integrate this healing, drink a lot of water, go slowly, don't jump into something so quickly. Just allow yourself to ease in, ease into life. I hope this supports you. Lots of love, and I look forward to being in touch.